Rolling.
Okay. All right, here you go. This is a lesson on throwing half hitches, and Joan is helping me out. Joan, if you would stick out your left arm there for me and make a fist. And there you go. And I usually rope the arm first, which is a little difficult because most of the time you rope horizontally, and this is a vertical rope. So just push it toward her. That's not what we're trying to learn right now. But anyway, push it toward her and grab the rope. Once you've got it anchored, well, now it's a lot easier to throw the half hitches, okay? So, and on the catch thing, you're just going to have to practice that. I don't know if you know how to catch rope, but you're just going to have to practice it. So on throwing half hitches, what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit extra of the rope and I'm rolling it over. So it's like this move with my wrist. The rope comes to the inside and I'm going to roll it toward the outside of her arm. It being anchored on her arm already is going to help it to go toward her arm once it gets there. And I can kind of give it a little bit of help. But it's a throw right over the top is how you do it. And it goes to the outside of the rope so that you get that. That was a little weak there, but just goes to the outside of her hand and then come back into the inside. So let me do it a little tighter so that you can see the loop roll down the rope. And this rope is a little bit floppy and flimsy, so the stiffer rope will hold the loop up a little bit more. Now that's your catch for this one, is just to roll over that way. And then I usually ask them to to turn that way, face that way, and put both hands together so that I can rope both hands and tie them up together for the performance. And it's just, once again, it's just over the top like that and let it come in. Now, that's the way you catch that, okay? So remember, it's right over the top to get that loop going down. You can make yourself some sort of PVC tee or 2x4s or something like that to practice on is a good way to practice. Joan, face me and put both fists up under your chin. I do that to keep the rope close to them and so that it'll pull tighter to them. If their hands are still out and it goes up onto their feet, then it makes it real tight here. This gets all the rope out of the way. I like to do it that way. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do. So this next part is I'm going to ask her to put her left foot forward toward me just a couple inches up off the ground while I throw it like that. There you go. That's okay. You don't have to balance there. And that one is just a little bit, it's the same thing, but it's just kind of sideways like that. This is really just, you know, that kind of move just to get the feel for pulling the rope and making that loop go down the line. Now, I know there are some guys who do the other leg, which would be a little bit of a backwards one, which is, I've found that to be very difficult because the rope has a tendency to cross itself. I don't even do that one in performance. But if you want to, you can work on that, having the person hold up their other leg and putting it around the other leg also. But to me, it's not necessary. I move on from the one leg to the underneath throw. And once again, it's the same sort of throw. It's just coming that way instead of straight over, okay? So that's the move for that. Joan, if you put your feet back together, and what I'm going to ask you to do is, and I ask them to make a little hop, just a little hop. Now, you get the timing down, the size of the hop actually, if they jump higher and raise their legs especially, you know, with their legs back, I can't do it because of my knee. But if they do that, sometimes the rope just goes right underneath and misses them before they come back down. So I want them to jump with their legs almost straight. I don't want them to kick their knees up in the back. That's why I do the little talk about the cheerleader jump, you know, not like that, because I'm trying to get them not to do that. And I emphasize, please make it a little bitty hop so it makes it more difficult for me. Actually, what's happening is it's making it easier for me, because if they jump really high, the timing is very difficult. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this sideways loop like we did around her arm. I'm going to throw that right before I tell her to jump, so that she's jumping about the same time as I'm throwing. The timing, you'll just have to practice that with somebody. And it depends on the length, how far back you are from them. But we'll give it a try here. So, Joan, and usually I fake them out. Usually I get them to try to get them to jump first before I throw so I can see how they're going to react first. We're just going to go ahead and try this. Joan, can you manage one little hop for me? Just a little hop up off the ground, and I'm going to throw it underneath again. So here we go. When I say the word jump, jump. Oh, I missed it. I was off. Yeah, step back a little bit. That's good. That's good. Because I need a little room. There we go. Let's try it one more time and just a little jump. Okay? So that way the loop is already traveling when you tell them to jump, and especially depending on how high they jump when you see them jump first. That's why I like to get them to jump first so I know what they're going to do. Okay? So that's basically the whole routine of throwing half hitches as far as in a performance right there. I just barely got that one on there, but it always goes over the top. Make it go over there. All right, and sometimes they flip off like that, so you got to be careful. Once it gets on her arm, let it settle there. It's just that over the top throw. Let's do the leg one more time. So I'm gonna,
first.
Yeah, hang on a second, and I'll tell you when. So I'm going to come there so it goes underneath her leg. So go ahead. So it's just a little sideways loop like that. That's it. And let's get one from back there. Let's try to jump. If you got one more in you?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Jump. Close enough. So you can get you'll get the timing of that down where you get it sideways, but it's that sideways throw on the horizontal. One note on catching, in case you don't know how to catch rope something, the Honda should be about halfway or a little better than that down the side of the rope when you get ready to throw it. And that's the most important thing. That way the loop opens up as it's on its way down. If you hold it close to the Honda, then it won't open up. Okay? So your left arm out and move over this way a little bit so I got a little bit more room. So I'm just going to push it toward her, the vertical loop. And get that. Turn that way and put both hands together. Okay, face me. And put your hands up under your chin. And the left leg forward. There we go. And then we'll do the jump one more time. So you ready? Jump. I only got one leg, but that's okay. One more time. Step back just a little bit more. Give me a little more room. Jump.
I'm not jumping right.
I know, that's good enough. It is concrete. It hurts to jump anyway, so that's good. That's it.